Look, I'm not mad that Tom Dundon put his whole family on the Stanley Cup. I know that's not the take that you were expecting, but by now you've probably heard Tom Dundon put seven family members on the 2026 Stanley Cup. His wife, his five kids, seven Dundons total on Lord Stanley's Cup. The internet is losing its mind. Reddit is mocking us. Sports blogs are writing takedowns. Every hockey fan, not from Carolina, and many from Carolina, are dunking on the Hurricanes right now. And I get it. I get why people are mad, but I'm not. And let me tell you why and where actually I am mad about all this. Because here's what's actually happened. There are 53 names on the 2026 Stanley Cup. 24 players, 22 members of the coaching and management staff, Tulski, Brindamore, Justin Williams, and seven members of the Dundon family. The maximum allowed is 55 names. We used Carolina 53. That last part matters because Carolina could have added two more names. They didn't. And that's where I have a real problem. But it's not with the Dundon family. It's with the fact that Joel Nystrom isn't on the Stanley Cup. Nystrom played 38 regular season games for Carolina. The NHL threshold is 41 games. He missed it by three. Teams can petition the commissioner for exemptions. Carolina did that for Delorier, right? Nick got on there, and he only played 8 games total, including the playoffs. So Carolina petitioned to get an 8 game guy on the cup, but not the 38 game guy. That's a choice, and it's a choice that I don't understand. So if you want me to be mad about something in this whole situation, I'm mad about that. But that decision has nothing to do with the Dundon family. Carolina used 53 of the 55 available slots. Even if they petitioned for Nystrom, there was still room. The Dundon family being on the cup didn't push Joel Nystrom off the cup. These are two completely separate decisions. Blame the front office for not petitioning for Nystrom. Don't blame Tom Dundon's kids for something that isn't their fault, right? Same thing for Bob Gorman. Gorman has been with the Hurricanes as an equipment manager since 1976, 50 years with his franchise. Worked his 2700th NHL game this past April. Was on the 2006 Stanley Cup. And you know what? His name isn't on the 2026 Cup either. So now Gorman moved to like a reduced role, like an advisor, semi-retired role. Um, Alves took over as head equipment manager. Longtime staff sometimes agree to give up their slots so newer staff can get engraved. That could be a little bit of what's going on, but Gorman's absence is different than Nystrom's. It's a bit more understandable. It might even have been something that was partially his choice. But the point is, not everyone who might feel like they deserve to be on the cup gets on the cup. That's just how it works. There's 55 slots, hard choices every cup year. And every one of those choices was made by the team's hockey operations. Here's the other thing worth remembering. Tom Dundon isn't the first owner to put his family on the cup. Vincent Viola, owner of the Florida Panthers, put his wife and three sons on the Stanley Cup in 24. He did it again in 25. Same three kids, John, Michael, Travis, on two cups. Nobody wrote a hit piece about Vincent. Nobody mocked him on Reddit. Honestly, if you look back, this is what NHL owners have been doing for years. It's kind of a new trend. I'll give you one difference. The Viola family, they're listed as alternate governors for the Panthers. Dundon's family reportedly doesn't have formal roles like that. Fair distinction. But an alternate governor role for the owner's wife and kids, that's basically a title on a piece of paper. So if Dundon had done the same thing for his wife and kids, would this story have disappeared? Really? I don't think so. Look, is it a little tacky? Yeah, 5 kids is a lot to put on the cup. I get it. But here's what actually matters. The Hurricanes won the Stanley Cup this year, 16 wins, 3 losses in the playoffs, swept 2 rounds, beat Vegas in six, finally got our Eastern Conference championship. All our guys got to lift the cup. They got their names on there. Justin Williams is on there again, I think for the fourth time. Every player who played 41 games got engraved. Delorier got petitioned in. Every deserving coach, staff member is on there. So are there off ice personnel missing? Yeah. Is there a big gap with Nystrom? Yeah. And then the owner added his family to the leftover slots, right? I'm not going to be mad at the guy who owns my favorite team for putting his kids' names on the trophy when he owns the franchise, right? And other owners have done it. I'm just mad that Joel Nystrom's name isn't on that cup. And I wish Bob Gorman's was too. But his family being on there, I don't know. At this point, that just is what it is.